Picture this, you have saved up for months, maybe even years, to install a brand new roof or the solar panels you always dreamed about. You hand out thousands of dollars as a deposit to the contractor and he starts to work, and then they're gone. The company goes bankrupt and you have to figure out whether you can even afford to sue them. It's a nightmare and it happens more than you think. So today we are covering the messy world of bankruptcies and closures in the roofing and solar industries. Who are the worst offenders? Why is this happening? And what can you do to protect yourself? Let's get into it. The roofing and solar industries have been booming over the past few years. Most people think it's the only little guys going bankrupt, right? Wrong. In fact, some of the biggest names in the game are going down. If you live out west, you might remember SunPower. They were a solar giant worth $10 billion at the peak. They went bankrupt this year after months of customer complaints.
I tried to do the right thing. Everybody says the world is warming. It was supposed to take 3 months and 3 days. It has taken 1.5 years and 10 days of my time staying home, waiting for them to show up and do the work.
Another massive case was Titan Solar, one of the largest installers in the US, gone. Customers were left with unfinished jobs and panels that didn't work.
They hang up, they don't return your calls. I can't get an attorney to listen to me.
This isn't just a solar issue. Roofing companies are feeling it too. MTS Construction got a lot of bad press this year. First, one of their sales guys, a former deputy, was arrested for stealing deposits. Next, their license was suspended for failing to get permits and mismanagement. Finally, they filed for bankruptcy in February 2024. In total, MTS owed over $5 million to customers, suppliers, and creditors. If that wasn't enough, their old building caught on fire in April. This company literally went down in flames. A less dramatic but surprising case is J. Ferguson Roofing. They claim to be the biggest roofer in Texas in 2019, and they just filed for bankruptcy in August. Records show $20 million in debt for companies owned by J.R. Ferguson. Unfortunately, these examples are just part of a bigger trend. More than 100 solar contractors filed for bankruptcy or closed in 2023. The total number of business bankruptcies in the US rose 40% that year. That doesn't include all the roofing closures either. Anywhere from 50 to 80% of roofers fail in the first 3 years, and not all of them file for bankruptcy. So what's the deal? Why are so many companies, big and small, going under? Before I answer, I want you to comment your opinion. Is it because they're shady? Is it because they don't know how to manage their financing? Or something else? Maybe bad customers or bad economy? Maybe insurance game is weak because it was not a lot of hails. I read all of my comments. Please pause this video and comment below. Why do you think so many companies in lucrative roofing and solar industry goes down? Maybe it's agreed in your opinion. I've heard that opinion a lot. I want to hear it in comments below what you think. There are a few big reasons contractors fail in general. There are also some specific reasons why so many are failing right now. Let's talk in general first. The number one reason contractors fail is a lack of experience. Roofing and solar have low barriers to entry. A lot of guys start out as laborers and decide to go out on their own. It's one of the things I love about the industry. There's so much opportunity. But on the other hand, it means there are a ton of startups without real business plans. A lot of these guys are one-man shops, sometimes even a side gig. Our industry has seasonal ups and downs, and one slow month can easily put those guys out of business. Number two, poor money management. Running a roofing or solar business isn't cheap. Suppliers are getting more expensive and labor costs are high. If you're not managing money well, it's easy to dig yourself into a hole. That brings me to number three, high interest rates. The cost of credit has been high for a few years now. It's an added challenge that can sneak up on both startups and established contractors. If I have to guess, high interest rates also have something to do with overall increase in business bankruptcies. Number 4, regulation. This one is especially true when it comes to solar. There have been a lot of changes when it comes to solar incentives. In California, the net metering rates have gone down, and that is de-incentivizing solar. It makes the market smaller and more competitive. On the roofing side, we have seen new immigration rules, especially in the South. It's no secret that immigrants are a major part of the construction industry. Immigration laws have the potential to create labor shortages, which can drive up costs for contractors. The final reason contractors fail? Fraud. In the last few years, we had a lot of hurricanes, wildfires, and other major storms. Unfortunately, these events are opportunities for scammers to take advantage of. Contractors are in high demand, and that brings bad actors into the market. Some contractors operate without a license, steal deposits, commit insurance fraud, or do bad work. In response, state governments are cracking down with the new laws and arrests. So there are a lot of ways for contractors to fail, but there are ways for them to make a comeback too. Remember last year, we shared a story of CMR failure, what went wrong. $175 million company went in trouble. I have an update what happened to that company and how they have been fighting their bankruptcy. But first, I want to give a huge shout out to the sponsor of this video, BAM Direct. One of the reasons contractors go out of business is because of material price increases and cash flow issues. If that's you, if you found yourself not as profitable as you would like at the end of 2024, I promise you BAM Direct will save you tons of money. For example, they have a deal right now where you can buy 4 pallets of your logo underlayment, 56 rolls per pallet. You can get 2 pallets of nails, 2 pallets of cap nails for just $14,000. If you would buy it at ABC Supply or SRS, you would be paying $33,000. That's $19,000 in savings. You can buy as little as 2 pallets and as much as a container. If you're smart, you will be placing an order right now at the end of the year because Trump is coming to the office on 20th and he will put tariffs on imports and it will affect the roofing industry again. You know that manufacturers and suppliers only looking for an excuse to jack up those prices again. It doesn't matter if you pay $35 per roll or $80 per roll, you will be paying more, just like you did in COVID. So I highly recommend check out our partner bmdirect.com. Go there, place an order or schedule a call to see how BAM Direct can help you save tons of money, be more profitable in this crazy business so you don't have to ever file a bankruptcy, lose money, or have a bad year. BAM is going to be your partner for life. Give it a try. Go to bmdirect.com, schedule a call, or place a first order to try the quality and the price on our materials. Now, let's get back to CMR's story and see how are they doing now. CMR was almost one of those bankrupt companies. We did a major investigation into them last year and with interviews from ex-employees and customers. There were accusations of mismanagement, unfinished jobs, and wage theft. But that's not where CMR's story ended.
So when I took over in November of last year, it was cleanup effort from day one. I mean, we couldn't buy materials from ABC a year ago. And in the last year, I've ran probably $20 million through ABC. It's all about, just taking the bull by the horns and just going right through it and don't run from the problems, run through them.
CMR is working on getting its BBB accreditation back by resolving complaints. Directory.com cannot yet list and recommend it on the website, but me personally do recommend CMR only on one condition. Let me explain. They're rebuilding their reputation with the new customers. A big part of that is taking payment through Paykeeper and independent escrow service. Directory.com partnered with the Paykeeper to recommend companies in trouble to get out of trouble. CMR is one of them. We have hundreds of customers reaching out this channel, asking for advice. They have checks on hands, but they're very careful and skeptical about giving it to CMR. We found one way that transaction can be safe, and that is through directory or paykeeper. Let me explain a little bit further. It's no secret that I have been critic of CMR in the past, and they still have work to do, but I respect them for trying to make things right. I wish we heard more stories like this one. That brings me to last point. How can you avoid being a victim of contractors' bankruptcy? There are some standard rules everyone should follow when hiring a contractor, and there are some lesser known hacks. First, let's cover the standard rules. Number one, always find out if a contractor needs to be licensed in your state and double check their state license or state number. Takes minutes. Easy thing to do. Do your homework. Don't be lazy before you spend thousands and thousands on your home project. Number two, always read reviews and watch testimonials. Again, couple minutes, but you'll have clear idea who is who in the marketplace. Number three, always get a contract. You would be surprised how many people don't do this. Sounds like common sense, but it's not that common. And number four, never pay in full upfront. A 10 to 25% deposit is standard. Some states even have laws limiting deposit percentages. Now, let's talk about the lesser known tips. CMR's comeback is a proof that tools like Paykeeper are changing the game. Instead of giving money directly to your contractor, you deposit it into escrow account. Paykeeper only releases the funds when specific milestones are met, like materials being delivered or the roof is being installed. Digital escrow services like this are used by freelancers all the time. In my opinion, they should be more popular in the construction industry. That's why we're building our own tools and partnering with the best in the business. If you see a contractor offering Paykeeper, that is a major green flag. But what if they don't offer one? That brings me to my last tip. Use directory. I have built directory from the ground up, and it's completely free to the homeowners. Our goal has always been to take the stress out of hiring a contractor. That's why we are partnering with the Paykeeper. Any contractor hired through our site can be paid through an escrow. And honestly, that's the only way I can recommend doing business with someone like CMR, as long as they do it this way. If they don't, no one is guaranteed not to file bankruptcy, and lost customers always going to be in trouble. But if that's not enough to convince you, all of the directory contractors also go through a credit check and background check. We only accept contractors with a Google rating of 4.5 stars or higher, and of course, you can read the reviews too. And finally, every job is backed by our guarantee, which ranges anywhere from $20,000 up to full coverage of $250,000. I want to finish this video with a huge shout out to CMR and specifically to Team Barry. I've been working with the team for the past 12 months, maybe a little bit more. We have a lot of homeowners coming to us, while Directory and myself could not recommend CMR because we were skeptical. We did not like what we see. We saw the effort, and every time I sent a customer to Team and say, hey, what about this file? He would get back to me momentarily, say, we have tile, we can install the job within 3 weeks, let's do it. And I would reassure the homeowner that, hey, your case is a little bit different. I do recommend it. Today, I do recommend CMR on one condition, that they use Paykeeper. You must have third party to guarantee the transaction. You must have escrow account, because paying contractor direct, who is already in financial mess, it's very risky business. What's stopping contractor who've been robbing Peter to pay Paul to use your deposit to build previous job? Nothing. I've seen it so many times. There are a lot of bad players in the industry, small, big, they come in different sizes, different flavors. One thing they have in common: if we recommend them on directory.com, we stand behind them. We have so far in 4 years have 11 claims that we settled, we paid out. We're in business of paying out claims and backing contractors even if they file bankruptcy. BBB is not going to do it. Angels List is not going to do it. There's no other platform in the industry that does it. So if you're asking your contractor if they're BBB certified, ask yourself what's there for you. BBB collects a couple $100 million every year, but when their recommended A-plus contractors go out of business or steal money, BBB just removes them, and essentially they were A-plus until they didn't. And if you look at the statistics of BBB, they have 6,000 complaints a year. 3,000 of them go unanswered. That's a lot of complaints, a lot of money losses. Make a better choice as a consumer. Use platforms that work and protect you. Use Paykeeper and Directory.com. Comment below if you have any questions for me or my team. What do you think about today's video? Why do you think contractors fail and file bankruptcy? I read all of my comments and I'll help as many people as I possibly can. Schedule a call with me if you need to talk to me, and I'll see you guys in the next video.